If you were in my place, would you have forgiven them? That question keeps looping in my head like a song I can't skip, because from the outside it all looks simple, like yeah, forgiveness is mature, forgiveness is healing, forgiveness is what good people do, but nobody ever asks what it costs. Nobody talks about the late nights replaying conversations you wish you'd shut down earlier. Nobody sees how trust doesn't just break, it rots slowly, piece by piece, while you keep telling yourself it's fine. They weren't some random enemy, they were my person, someone I defended even when the red flags were waving right in my face, someone I trusted with my soft spots, my insecurities, the parts of me I didn't show the world. And that's what makes it hit harder, because betrayal from a stranger stings, but betrayal from someone you loved rewires you, makes you question your instincts, your memory, your worth. It started small. It always does. Missed calls, half-truths, jokes that felt a little too sharp, boundaries getting crossed and then brushed off with a laugh, and every time I brought it up, I got hit with the classic lines, "You're overthinking, it's not that deep, why are you making a big deal out of nothing?" And somehow I was always the one apologizing for feeling hurt, like my pain was inconvenient. I stayed longer than I should have, not because I was weak, but because I believed in potential, in history, in the version of them I kept hoping would show up again. And yeah, maybe that's on me, but loving someone isn't a crime, even when they turn that love into leverage. The moment everything finally cracked wasn't loud or dramatic, it was quiet, almost boring, just another lie stacked on top of 100 others. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't confused anymore, I was just done translating disrespect into misunderstanding, done shrinking myself to keep the peace, done carrying the weight of a relationship that only worked because I kept bending. They cried when I pulled away, told me they were sorry, said they didn't realize how much they were hurting me, promised change, promised growth, promised everything they should have done before it got this bad. And that's the messed up part, because apologies sound real when you still care. And for a second I almost folded, almost convinced myself that forgiveness was the right move, that maybe walking away made me cold, heartless, dramatic. But then I remembered all the times I forgave before, all the chances I gave that turned into permission, all the lessons they never learned because I kept cushioning the consequences. And I realized forgiveness doesn't mean access. It doesn't mean letting someone back into the same space where they already proved they don't know how to act. People love to say move on like it's a switch you flip, but moving on sometimes looks like staying angry a little longer just to protect yourself. Sometimes it looks like choosing distance over closure. Sometimes it looks like not responding even when every part of you wants to explain your pain one last time. I'm not saying I hate them. I don't. I hope they heal. I hope they grow. I hope they never do to someone else what they did to me. But forgiveness, real forgiveness, requires accountability, consistency, and change, not just regret when you finally lose someone. So when people ask me, if they apologized, why didn't you forgive them? I just breathe and think about everything they didn't see. And I wonder, if you were in my place, if you lost sleep, lost peace, lost pieces of yourself trying to keep someone else comfortable, if you had to rebuild your self-worth from scratch because someone kept convincing you that your feelings were the